Here we will see data source name in ODBC driver. A data source name is a data structure that contains the information about a specific database that an ODBC driver needs in order to connect to it. It is a symbolic name that applications use to connect the ODBC data source. It is an easy way to reference all the information needed to connect to a database. The DSN includes name, directory, driver of the database, and depending on the type of the DSN, the ID and password of the user. Once a DSN is configured, the ODBC client can reference it to make the connection. A connection that does not use a DSN requires all the connection information be specified within the ODBC client using a connection string. DSNs can be configured using the ODBC data source administrator. On a 64-bit Windows system, there is a 32-bit and a 64-bit ODBC data source administrator so that the DSNs for 32-bit connections and 64-bit connections can be configured separately. Different uses of DSNs are: it is helpful to provide a connection to a database through ODBC driver. It used to reference all the information needed to connect to a database in web application. It is useful to provide a connection between the database server and the application server also. And a DSN is a collection of settings for a connection through ODBC driver. Various types of ODBC data source are: system DSN. This is the DSN which is used throughout the system and requires proper rights to login. This DSN must be created on the machine where the program is located. The system DSNs are stored in the Windows registry under the key HKey local machine /software/odbc/odbc.ini and ODBC data sources. Then user DSN. This is a DSN which is created for a specific user. Only the user who created the DSN can see this and use it. Like the system DSN, the information is stored in the Windows registry under the following key: HKey current users /software/odbc.ini/odbc data sources. And file DSN. This is the DSN that is stored in a text file with a DSN extension. To use a file DSN, it must contain the information required to connect the desired data source. The ODBC driver must be installed locally. The .dsn file is a text file that you can view in any text editor such as Microsoft Notepad. The file DSNs are stored by default in the following location as under program files /common files /odbc/data source folder. Different benefits of using DSNs are: first is simplified connection management. It allows centralized storage and management of the database connection in details. Improved security. Connection details can be stored securely and access can be controlled. Easier configuration. Changes to the database configuration can be made without recompiling or redeploying the application. And portability. DSNs can be moved between the different systems or environments.